Good Erev Shabbos, everyone. This week's portion is that of Ki Seitzei. In Parshas Ki Seitzei, we have a mitzvah which is called Shiluach HaKan. Shiluach HaKan refers to one who comes upon a bird's nest. And the Torah tells him that he's not allowed to take the mother with the birds, the chicks, or the eggs, but rather he has a biblical mitzvah, Shalech Tishalach Es Ha'em. Send the mother away, and then the offspring, the eggs or the chicks, you can take for yourself. Do this, and it will be so good for you in this world, the ha'arachta yomim, and you will be blessed with length of days, longevity. There could probably not be an easier mitzvah than Shiluach HaKan, sending away the mother bird. There's really no effort involved in this whatsoever. The mitzvah is only ki kore kansipa, if you happen to inadvertently come upon a bird's nest. You weren't looking for it, you didn't prepare anything, you didn't put any effort in whatsoever, you come upon a bird's nest. Shoo the mother away, you take the eggs, you just fulfilled the biblical mitzvah. You could put the eggs back if you want, but you just fulfilled the biblical mitzvah, a mitzvah that the Torah says that God is promising us that our lives will be good and we will also have length of days. What is it about this mitzvah of Shiluach HaKan that it should warrant such reward? In truth, we find elsewhere a mitzvah with similar reward, and that is the fifth commandment, the fifth of the 10 commandments, Kabedes avicha v'yasimecha, honor your father and your mother. And there too, it says that we will have arichas yomim, length of days, and also l'manitav loch, it will be good, our lives will be blessed. What's the connection between these two mitzvahs that the Torah should elaborate on this reward, and the reward is apparently identical? In addition, there is a medrash that states that one who fulfills the mitzvah of Shiluach HaKan, sending away the mother bird, is hastening the redemption, the arrival of Mashiach to redeem Klal Yisrael. What is so remarkable and incredible about this mitzvah that it should hasten the revelation of Mashiach? This is astounding. The Vilna Gaon explains that we find that Avraham Avinu was told to bring his son Yitzchak as an offering. And he does so, and he takes Yitzchak, he binds his hands to his ankles behind his back, exposing his neck. And Avraham takes a knife, and he is about to slaughter his son, fulfilling the mitzvah of God. And God sends an angel and tells him to stop. And then the angel says, Atoya dati ki yarei li kimata. Now it is known that you are one who is filled with an awe of God. Because lechasachtu es bincha, you did not withhold your son from me, from God. The Vilna Gaon asks, Avraham at this point in his life was 137 years old. Avraham's entire existence, he was 3 years old when he came to the recognition of the existence of one true God. He spent his entire life, over a century, over 120 years, in which he was devoted to fulfilling the will of his Creator, spreading the knowledge of monotheism unto mankind, performing acts of chesed for which Avraham earned the title that he was the chassid. He was the prototype of one who lives for chesed, for kindness unto others. Avraham his home was open on all sides. He took in visitors. Avraham was there to care for people. Avraham, at the age of 99, fulfilled the mitzvah of the bris milah, the covenant with God. Avraham went to rescue his nephew Lot engaging in a battle, doing whatever was necessary. Abraham's entire life was spent serving God. He allowed himself to be thrown into a furnace by Nimrod rather than denounce his faith. This is Abraham's entire existence. And now at this point, the angel says in the name of God, Atoyodati, now we know, now it is known that you're a man who lives with awe of God, and until now it wasn't known. The Vilna Gaon explains, Abraham indeed personified chesed, kindness. But one could say, Abraham's detractors might say, do you know why Abraham was so remarkable in his kindness? Because that was his nature. He was a merciful, compassionate man. There are people, we know people today, they might not be observant, they might not be religious, but yet they're compassionate, they're charitable. Maybe that was Abraham's nature. Maybe Abraham couldn't tolerate seeing his nephew taken into captivity. Maybe Abraham's performance of kindness and achnosas orchim, bringing people into his home, feeding them, escorting them, giving them lodging, was because Abraham had a heart of gold and he was such a caring person. But where do you see that Abraham's behavior was dictated and determined by his awe of God, his service unto God? Maybe that was just his nature. Therefore, Hashem tells Abraham to follow the instructions of God, which are diametrically opposed to an individual who is of compassion and mercy. Hashem says to Abraham, I want you to slaughter and take the life of a human being, and not just any human being, but of your own son. Could there be a greater act of cruelty? Could there be a greater expression of inhumanity than taking his own son and slaughtering him for no apparent reason? And yet Abraham did this with such delight in that he was able to fulfill the will of his Creator. And that's why the angel says, now it is known. No one could possibly say that, Abraham, you were willing to do this because you're a compassionate, merciful man. No compassionate man would do this. No one in their right mind would do this. Only one who is so attached, whose bond with his God is so strong that the will of his Creator is his function in life. That is his goal. That is his mission. That is his delight. And therefore, Atoyodati, now we know that everything that you did, Abraham, throughout your whole life was not just an act of compassion, for that is your nature, but everything you did, every kindness, every greeting, every act of rescue, every welcoming of guests into your home wasn't just because you're a humanitarian, but because you are a Jew and because you are one who lives to serve his Creator. You are filled with the awe of God. Now, the Akedas Yitzchak clarifies this for all eternity. This the Vilna Gaon explains. One could say, the mitzvah of kibbud av v'ein, is there anything more beautiful than seeing children who honor their parents? Even if their parents are simple people, maybe they're not the wealthiest people, maybe they're not the smartest people, maybe they're not the most religious people, and yet children show them reverence and love and respect and care for them and help them as they age. Is there anything more beautiful than that? Certainly we understand that God says you honor your father and your mother, that you shall earn longevity and your life will be filled with blessing. But one could say, it's very nice, but that's not limited just to Jewish people. People of all faiths honor their parents. It's a humane thing to do. It's an expression of gratitude and love. It's reciprocating. It's showing compassion and mercy for our beloved father and mother who worked to support us, who were there to tend to our every needs. Where do we see that fulfilling this mitzvah of honoring a parent is an expression of service to God? Therefore, Hashem gives us another mitzvah, a mitzvah which appears to be an act of cruelty. We come upon a nest and we see the eggs, we see the chicks, we see the mother. And the Torah says, don't take the mother with her chicks. Send that mother away. The Rambam says animals also have an innate feeling, a natural attachment to their offspring. Sending the mother away, taking the chicks, this is an act of cruelty to the mother. Oh, but it's just a bird. It's a living creature. Why is it necessary? God says, do it. You can take the chicks for yourself, but send that mother away. Don't take the mother with her chicks. Send her away. An act of cruelty. It's almost barbaric. And therefore, when we do it, what are we demonstrating? That this is not because we are compassionate, merciful individuals. Of course we're compassionate. Torah says we should be compassionate. We should emulate God. We should be merciful. But we should do so not just because it's a humanitarian thing to do, but rather because it's the will of our Creator. And if the will of our Creator is to do something that appears to be even cruel to the bird, we will do that too. We will submit our will to His. And therefore the Torah says, you're going to send this bird away. That reveals to us that the service that we've been doing, even caring for our elderly loved ones, is also not limited to just the compassion and the love and the gratitude, but it includes service and an awe to our Creator. Of course, I want to help my father, my mother, my loved ones because of everything they've done to me. This is a beautiful thing. But in addition, it's the will of my Creator. And not only am I helping my parents, I am serving my Creator. And should my Creator say, send away a bird, even though it appears to be cruel, I'm prepared to do that. And that reveals that our service is indeed one of awe and reverence for God, not just following our heart and our feelings. And now we understand why the Medrash says, one who fulfills this mitzvah of Shiluach HaKan, meaning one who puts aside their humanitarian compassion and mercy to fulfill the will of our Creator, such an individual is hastening the arrival of the redemption and Mashiach. When we recognize that our purpose for existence is to serve our Creator, then we are worthy of a messianic era. May the Almighty bless us that we should indeed seize the compassion and mercy and the humanitarian inclination that we have, but direct it appropriately as service unto God. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay Jewish. Have a wonderful Shabbos.